All right, now put on
There
your
we go.
mom that you're not gonna be biased, Fairy. You are our judge.
Oh, your
I put
mama,
that.
nigga.
I put that on my mama that I'm not gonna be biased.
All right, comrades, you're not gonna be biased, right?
Why would I be biased? I hate both of you.
Yeah, there you
Wow.
go. See, look, you heard that of people watching this video in the future.
Okay, so whatever. So this is gonna be Cosmo versus Carlos, right? And just to specify, this is round 3 Cosmo, right?
Current Cosmo,
Current Cosmo? What do you mean by that?
like the current Cosmo.
In Omega?
What do you
Yeah,
current
current Cosmo and Omega. Yeah.
Okay, what's the difference between round 3 Cosmo and fucking Omega Cosmo?
He doesn't have a he's not a better striker and doesn't have a ponytail.
Exact. The ponytail makes a
Okay,
big
can
difference.
you hold on, comrade, just chill out. As I was saying, right? Can you like okay, the difference is that like he's a better striker, okay, how much? Like quantify that.
Don't need to. It's just he's better. Let's start it.
Oh my god, just start. Holy shit.
Okay,
This is
but
Honestly, Villain,
listen,
it's
he
just
doesn't
round
have it.
three.
I didn't even
fuck.
see
Wait.
But
Okay, here. How about this? Y'all agree that this is Cosmo with his round 3 feats, but just a better striker, but by an unquantifiable amount, right?
Yes.
Sure, that's
Villain,
fine.
you fine with that? That's
Yeah,
the same
sure.
shit. All right, cool.
So
Go
then
ahead.
okay, so then I'll just steel man that better striker thing and just be like he's just 1% better striker.
But you just said we agreed though. What do you mean? You're gonna steal? We just said okay, fine, and then you're gonna steal man it. What?
Doesn't matter. It's
Screw it.
unquantifiable.
Go ahead and go into y'all scalings because the skill of striking shit doesn't even
Okay,
matter.
so my premise is basically that like Carlos is fast enough to land a hit on Cosmo with his kicks, and yeah, it should be enough to like take Cosmo out. So what's your premise?
My premise is he just like chokes Carlos out, and because he's not like trained in any like on grappling from what I know, he's just gonna die. He get choked out and just be trash.
Okay, that's fine. So are you aware of the fact that like Carlos dodges like basically like the fastest strikes in the verse with pre-initiative plus his base speed?
Prove that.
Sure. Just being difficult for no fucking reason, but it's fine.
Calm down. Don't be toxic. We're having a fun debate. All right, hyperbole.
Where do I? So do I post it in VC to text or do I post it in scans?
Put it in VC. Put it in VC to.
All right, got you.
Is there scan, sir? Oh, let me see.
Yeah.
Scans 1, scans 2.
Yeah, scans 1.
Scans.
Oh look, Vid's there. Hey Vid.
Scans
hello, nigger.
Bro, now we're gonna get demonetized on YouTube.
Yeah, nigga, I don't give a fuck.
Just refrain from talking and like Vanilla Frost, just don't talk in scans, please. So if you look at the 2 scans that I sent, this is the feed what I'm talking about, where Carlos is like just dodging them all right there, right, with his base speed plus his pre-initiative. And then right there, Connor explains verbatim that like he detected his inception of intent and dodged before the attack was thrown. So that's basically what Carlos is doing, and that's what I'm claiming he's doing.
Oh, so are you trying to say that he would attack? What's he trying to say? He would predict when Cosmo's going to attack him?
That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that I'm basically scaling him. That's what I'm doing. But if you want, just go into zone. Explain. Actually, you know what? I'll send the fucking scan of zone. I got you.
Hey, don't send my scans. What the hell?
So you send the scan of it explaining it then.
Why do you think I'm going to bring up the zone?
Because you brought it up.
When did I bring it up?
You said okay.
I never brought up the zone at all.
Okay, so you know what? You agreed on my scaling, right? That Carlos has like the abilities to do this shit. Because I sent the scans, right? Do you agree? So you can just move on.
I mean, I don't really think he has pre-initiative.
Okay, why not?
I mean, I don't really. How valid of a source is this guy, whatever his name is, Agito? Kano. Like why is it like
because he's a master of pre-initiative, and it shows right there he had a pre-initiative battle with Kuroki, who was also a master of pre-initiative. So that's why I think he's a credible source.
All right. Okay. So why would he why does him looking at it and saying he has pre-initiative mean he has pre-initiative?
Because he looks at it, right? He observes what Carlos is doing, and then he verbatim explains what Carlos is doing as well. Not only that, but we also have a statement from Gaulang saying that the only way to counter pre-initiative / the apex of foresight is to jab faster, which basically verbatim states that Carlos has pre-initiative / the apex of foresight. So it's 2 people, right? We have Kano.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay,
we have Gaulang, who literally fought fucking Carlos, right? And he explains how to be pre-initiative or like a counter to pre-initiative. There's that shit. And then we have Kano, who is also a master of pre-initiative and who fought a master of pre-initiative. And he's observing Carlos and he says, this is what Carlos is doing, pre-initiative. So go ahead.
Oh, okay. So again, that doesn't really answer my question. I'm asking you, why does that validate him saying it? You're saying because he said it. Like, that's circular. I need other reasons to think he has pre-initiative other than this one statement. Is there anything else like supporting this?
I already showed. I literally showed you right there of Carlos doing that specific feat, right, where he does that shit. And then we have, okay, well, let me give you more examples. Then we have the commentator saying, "Wait a sec, I'm getting deja vu all over again." And then we get Kano, like I already said this, right? We have Kano verbatim stating that what Carlos is doing is pre-initiative, right? And then he even compares it to the level of Kano and Kuroki, who are both masters of pre-initiative.
Well,
Like
what?
it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense for the author to put all this shit in and then just say, "Oh no, but Kano is like, Carlos's feat is invalidated because like, oh, a fucking whatchamacallit, like Kano's statement is about like it makes no sense. It makes no sense."
All right. So to answer your question, when it says the announcer says he has deja vu, it shows a scan of like it shows a scene where they're like throwing punches. If you look in the other one, it also shows like they're throwing punches like almost like the exact same way they're throwing punches in that scan. I think that's what he means when he says deja vu.
No, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Because it literally, okay, how do I fucking say it? They're talking about Carlos dodging. Because if that's literally they show the scan of Carlos dodging, right? They show that like a fucking visual, and then we see Sayaka and Jerry Tyson both being shocked, and then we get the statement of them saying, we're getting deja vu all over again." So it's in reference to Carlos dodging. Why would Sanjovic hold on? Why would Sanjovic talk about Gowlang's punches and saying, "Oh, they're talking about deja vu from the punches," if Sanjovic is deliberately showing us Carlos dodging?
So
You
are you
see how
trying
that
to?
makes no fucking sense?
So are you trying to say that he's getting? See, are you trying? Wait. So what? He's him dodging. Like they're both dodging in that fight. Like doesn't necessarily mean he has
They're not both
pre-initiative.
dodging. I'm showing Carlos dodging. What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah. So was the what's it called? Kuroki in that scan.
What what
He's
do you
also dodging attacks.
Yeah, because Kano and Kuroki are both dodging attacks because of pre-initiative. And Kano like is thinking back to that and he's like, yeah, Carlos is doing the same shit as I did versus another master of pre-initiative.
All right,
What are you trying to counter?
all right, villain. What I'm saying, right, is in the terms of deja vu, it could just mean like those amount the what's it called? Them both dodging doesn't necessarily mean pre-initiative.
Okay, that's fine. I want to conclude because you're not attacking what I'm saying.
All right,
I
I
already
feel like
addressed that shit.
I effectively refuted what you're saying. Like, we can conclude though if you
Okay,
want.
that's fine. So I feel that like I won this point about Carlos having pre-initiative because I showed basically the feat of him doing it, and then I talked about how both Sayaka and Jerry Tyson are looking at Carlos dodging, and then they're talking about, oh, we're getting deja vu all over again, and that's in reference to like Carlos dodging because literally Sandrovich is showing Carlos dodging, and then we get the statement that they're both getting deja vu. Not only that, but we have Connor verbatim stating what Carlos is doing in the sense that he's detecting the inception of intent and dodging before the attack was thrown, which is basically pre-initiative. Not only that, but we also have this other shit where he thinks back to Kano and Kuroki when they have their pre-initiative battle. So it's not even like from what Kano is seeing, right? It's not even a matter of whether or not Carlos has it. It's just a matter it's the matter of what level is he at in terms of pre-initiative. So it's not even like a fucking question.
Okay,
Other than
so
that, I think that my opponent tried to like say some shit that like why would this statement make sense, and I address that as well, where it's like it would not make any sense to go through all these fucking loops and hurdles to basically imply that Carlos has pre-initiative, and then we have Connell verbatim stating that he has pre-initiative, all of that just so it could be that like, oh, what, just because Connell stated doesn't mean that it has like it makes no sense narrative wise. So go ahead.
all right, so what's it called? Villain tried to say that Carlos has pre-initiative from the statement of Agito. Like I still don't know why him like having pre-initiative means he can just like tell when anyone else has it. Was like looking at him. I never seen that before this. I don't know how that validates it. And he tried to use the deja vu statement to support his claim or whatever. But I just give it equal interpretation, saying that like this like could show be them dodging and stuff and dodging each other. That's what that's what the announcer, like the referee, whatever he was talking about, was referring to when he said he has deja vu. That's it.
All right, y'all can give judgment.
The judgment right now, holy shit! Like
On this point,
Carlos
real quick,
has fucking pre-initiative. Like it's not that hard.
yeah, Dead. What was your refutation of like villain saying the commentary shit? What was your refutation of that?
That's
Or did you
because
say like
he said it's like he's showing deja vu, and he tried to say it was because that he thinks that Carlos and whatever both have like pre-initiative, and I said it was like in terms of deja vu, it could just be like them both dodging each other's attacks.
okay? Well, from what I'm hearing, I'm gonna say villain won this point. Comrades, what's your judgment?
I just said that like Carlos has pre-initiative. Like it's just that simple.
Based on what?
Based on what villain said, like
All
Yeah,
right.
about the
Wait,
whole.
So I won the point. Let's move on.
Wait, you dead? Are you dead ass serious? You dead ass don't think Carlos has pre-initiative?
I never neither agreed. You know, fuck you.
I'm asking you, like dead
Listen,
ass, like outside
it doesn't.
of the
He's
debate.
Okay,
probably
look,
It doesn't
he's
listen.
matter.
taking a
It's a
neutral
debate. It's a
stance,
debate.
but y'all
It's
go
a
ahead.
debate. It's a debate. It's a debate.
Oh,
So
so that's retarded. I'm sorry, that's retarded.
that's fine. So that's fine. So go into your speed skating for Cosmo.
Speed skill.
Actually, while you do that, I'm gonna type out my speed skating, but I'm not gonna interrupt you. Go ahead.
Hold on. Let me go get my Cosmo scans. Don't worry, I got a scan server now. I got a scan server. Comrade, you ready?
why do you have a scan server? Go ahead, send it to me.
No,
Why?
because you gave him the point. You.
Kill yourself. I say you win every single debate.
No, you're a bastard, you piece of shit.
Just have to be ass. Like it's not my fault.
What do you mean? That was perfectly fine.
No, your argument was retarded.
How?
We're not trying to hear this married couple shit, bro. Just on the scans.
Hey, listen.
Like, shut your fat ass
Shut
up.
your ass up, villain. Have some
Yeah, keep
respect.
crying.
Have
Just
some
keep
respect.
fucking crying. I don't care. Keep
Have some
crying.
respect, all right? Stop being toxic, all right?
Y'all
For
calm
real.
down.
I'm
Y'all
not
calm
your
down.
father like that.
If I want
Pussy.
to flirt my boyfriend, I can. Anyways.
Exactly. Don't get mad 'cause you getting no
I mean,
bitches, nigga.
that's not. I mean, that
Don't
like
get mad,
listen, like that's no problem. But like y'all can do that shit in DMs though. Y'all got all day.
You're being toxic.
All right,
You got all day to
y'all calm down.
go talk to a female. You still don't do it.
What's it called? What's it called? Let me see.
If you want, I can grab. If you want me to, I can grab the scans you're looking for. Like if you say what you need.
Yeah, what's it called? So speed scaling in terms of like who he scales to. I'm looking for the Oma
Oh, I
scans
can get those.
and Okoye
Yeah, I
scans.
can get that as well.
Because I got so many.
Okay, how about this? How about this? Let me ask you, what character does Cosmo scale to in terms of speed? Because I'll probably just agree with you.
Oma and Okoye.
Okay, when you say, okay, let me think about the Oma, right? Which Oma? Kengan Ashura Oma? Round 3 Oma?
I mean, that's what we would go on.
Okay, let me think about that then.
Let's say called the final Oma, the one that fought. What's it called? Yeah.
Okay, give me a second.
Looking scans. Det, are you fine with these scans? Like for Cosmo to Oma? They finished in. Hold on. All right, there.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right.
He was dog walking that nigga Oma.
All right, so you're saying that like based on these feats, Cosmo scales to Oma?
Yeah, he's able to react to him and like do to him.
Okay, let me adjust this. So are you aware of the fact that Cosmo is using foresight here?
Using foresight and what?
He was using foresight. That's all I'm saying.
Using foresight in every single one of these attacks.
Most of them, if I remember correctly. I'd have to see, but I know pretty much for a fact that like in the first one when Oma goes for the kick, Cosmo is using foresight. And then,
okay,
wait, hold on, wait, time out. And then in the last scan, we have Cosmo stating verbatim, "I've seen that technique too," which heavily implies that he's using foresight.
Or it could just mean that he's seen it before during his previous matches because he was the one fighting.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
Hold
seen
on.
them fight
So
before.
he wait, hold on. So okay, but why would he say that though?
Because he's like,
is he
I've
saying
I've
it?
seen,
Like, is he
I've
saying it
seen,
just because he saw it before, or is he saying
I've
it
seen
because
your.
he's? Well, hold on.
Let me talk. You asked me a question.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
Right. He's saying I've seen it. I've seen that technique before. He's like, oh, I've seen that shit before, and I know how I can like counter it. Basically, it doesn't necessarily mean he used foresight to see that.
Okay, what you just stated literally also heavily implies foresight because he's seen it
How?
before. And okay, let me explain. So he's seen it before, and as you just stated, he knows how to counter it.
You understand? You don't need
Okay, so
foresight.
he's using previous knowledge in this fight to help him.
So are you trying to say? So what are you trying to say? Like, why is that
Like
foresight?
what you just said just supports my argument that he was using foresight. What you're saying is that he's seen these. He's seen these. Fuck, I can't talk. He has seen this technique, which is swimming swallow, right? And that shit is helping him because he knows how to counter it now. That's literally fucking heavily 99% foresight.
99% for. All right. So, like I said, I don't know why that supports the argument that he's using foresight. Just because he's seen something before, and like he knows how to like deal with it, doesn't necessarily mean he's using foresight. Like you can do that without using
That's not
foresight.
what I'm claiming.
Well, I'm no.
I'm saying that it
No,
implies foresight. I'm saying that it implies foresight.
well, how is it? I just gave you. It doesn't really necessarily imply
I already
foresight
said
at
why
all.
it implies. I already said it
And
implies
anyways,
foresight.
you said.
How about this?
Villain.
I'll just go to the chapter and I'll just say where it's verbatim stating that where Kanada's verbatim stating that he's using foresight. So can someone let me
For
just get to that chapter?
every single attack throughout the
Hush,
fight.
hush. Let me get the statement.
No, because I want to ask.
The
Okay.
chapter fight is 183.
183. Thank you.
Uh-huh. It might be 184. They might be talking in 183.
No,
I'm not too sure.
I got you. It's 183. It's 183.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh man.
Let me see. Okay.
Oh, my hoes are texting me.
So let me see.
Hey, comrade, your mom just texted me, nigga.
Okay, right there.
Dad, I'm
Go to
visiting your mom.
scans.
Like, I'm pissing on that
Go to
shit.
scans. This is the first scan, right? Just think of a refutation while I'm doing that, and then I'm gonna send more scans. So let me just send all the scans before, like,
Oh.
you know what I mean, right? So give me a second. Let me see.
My lipstick brings up the
Who the fuck is chewing metal in their fucking mic?
I'm playing with my toy.
Bitch.
Wow.
I'm not allowed to play with toys.
Not them rock hard ass ones. Goddamn, that
Let me
thing sounds stiff as hell.
let me jingle my keys in peace. I need to. It's better than jingling my balls, isn't it?
You're so gay. Holy shit.
How is my balls?
Pretend like I ain't just hear that.
How is that gay, bro? For me to jingle my bell? Come on now, goofball.
Bro, this isn't recording, man. What the hell?
You're a fucking faggot.
Hey, you can't say that. You're gonna get demonetized on YouTube.
I don't give a fuck.
Calm down. No, it's not that deep. Be nice.
Okay, and there's this one.
Okay.
Okay. All right, there it is. So let me just explain all of these scans, right? The first one we have Kanada, who is like a known user of foresight. I think we both agree, right? He's observing what Cosmo's doing, and then he just verbatim states those movements. He's using foresight. Second scan that I sent is Kanada again. So he saw another visual of Cosmo going against Long Ming, right? Obviously, well then yeah, and then he says Kaneda says he showed a glimpse of his quote-unquote foresight in his fight with the Guardian. Did he complete it? So now it's not a matter of whether or not Cosmo has foresight. It's just whether or not he's completed this foresight. So he's using foresight verbatim. Another thing, we have this statement from Okubo that's like, where he was gonna take the position of Cosmo as like the next fight, and then he's verbatim states, but he exceeded my expectations. It's his quote unquote foresight. Doesn't look like he can read several moves ahead like Kaneda though. So again, it's not a matter of whether or not he has foresight. All of these people that I'm referencing are just trying to judge how good his foresight is.
Again,
And then the last one.
that's not what I'm
Hold on,
arguing
I'm not
against.
done. Hold on, I'm not done. I have one more scan. So another thing, right, is basically Cosmo confirming all of this, where it's like, yes, I'm still imperfect. My reflexes aren't as fast as Okoya's, and I have learned, and I may have learned foresight in my fight with the Guardians, and he can also read one or two moves ahead at best. I'm nowhere near up to Kaneda's original, as in original foresight, or like the original technique of foresight. And then we have Cosmo himself verbatim stating, I'll predict my opponent's immediate motions and move just before they do. And that's essentially the definition of foresight. And that's why I think Cosmo has foresight. Go ahead.
Okay, that's not my argument, bro. That's not my argument. I'm arguing right that he's not using foresight throughout the fight, throughout the entire fight.
That's fine. So do you agree that Cosmo
Well,
uses foresight against Oma in that fight?
you not hear what I said?
Okay, do you just okay, fine. So you agree, right?
Wait,
In the last scan that I sent,
did you
in the
hear what I
last scan
just
that
said, Villain? Did you hear what I just said? I said he's
you're
not
trying
using
to okay, listen. I heard what you said. All right, I'm not gonna make that argument anymore about whether Cosmo now has foresight. I'm trying to move on already. So now going on. So let me address what
I
you're
don't
saying.
feel like you understand my argument, Villain. Because
Okay.
you're over here trying to,
Okay,
you're over here trying to like prove that he has foresight. I'm
State your
saying
argument.
he hasn't been
State
using
your
foresight
argument.
throughout the
State your
entire
argument.
fight. That's what I'm arguing. Do you
Go
understand that?
ahead. Okay, so you're saying that he doesn't use foresight the entire fight. That's fine.
Yeah.
So let me address that.
All right.
So
You're fine
it states
with
right
that?
there in the feats that you used, right? They come before the last scan that I sent. And in the last scan that I sent, right, which comes after your scans, we have Cosmo saying what he's doing in that fight, which is he's predicting the immediate motions and moving just before they do. That's what he's doing throughout the entire fight if he's stating what he's doing right now.
Oh,
You
why does
get
it
what I'm
mean?
saying?
Why does he mean every single action he's using foresight? Because he said he used foresight once or twice. Can you like? Why does that mean that every single move he's doing is foresight related?
Just the narrative implies it because he's so weak after his fight with the Koi, right? He has to use something to compensate for the gap in speed. And then we also saw that like he does it against Longming, he does it against Okubo, and now he's doing the same shit to Oma. So it wouldn't make sense for him to use foresight on only some moves and not fucking all the other moves. You get what I'm saying?
Wait, why wouldn't that make sense?
I already stated why. Because he's injured as fuck and he basically has to at this point. Because the narrative basically implies that.
Oh, isn't he on like tons of drugs? So he doesn't like really feel the pain from like his
On tons
injuries.
of drugs, that's Kaneda, not Cosmo.
No, Cosmo's also on a lot of like drugs. I'm pretty
Show
sure.
me, show me that. Show me that. Show me that. Show me that.
Oh
Fucking
man,
dog shit argument. Go ahead.
not really, but like, like I
Show me
said,
that. Dad, show me that.
hey, nigga, calm down. Don't start spurting.
Wait, hold on. You want me to like vouch for it? Because I
Yeah.
know what he's referring to, and I can
Yeah,
explain.
can you show me that, please? Can you send that, Perry?
Let me go get it. But basically, Villain, what he's talking about is he's talking about the painkillers Cosmo took before like the Okoye fight.
Okay. What are painkillers?
They basically nullify the pain.
Hold on. Wait.
Like,
I'm asking Dad. What do
my bad.
painkillers do? Do they amp you in like physical, in any physical way?
Oh, wait, so if you're trying to make it claim that he's injured, so he can't move the same. If the painkillers are numbing his pain, then there should be no reason why he shouldn't move the same. As long as ain't no limbs are broken or anything.
Okay, hold on. How do I say this? When did he use painkillers again?
Yeah, can you tell like that nigga? Can you like mute niggas? Cause like, why are they commenting in the scans?
I don't know.
Can you like mute them or something? Cause like they keep on
Vanilla
saying,
Frost.
they keep
Anybody
on.
who talks it. Hold on.
I don't
Anybody who
feel.
talks in scans again, I'm gonna just ban y'all because like this is getting on my nerves now.
Yeah, because they're over here claiming I'm doing shit I'm not doing, bro. Like it's called arguing. Like what? It's called debating. Like
But
what?
Just ignore him. Just ignore him.
looking
Just ignore him.
scans. That's the painkiller scan he was talking about, and he starts taking them before the Okoye fight.
Yeah, it's the painkillers.
Painkillers aren't doing shit.
Yeah, but that's for Okoye though. This is better.
Okay, hold on. So let me formulate my argument.
But you can't
How
formulate
does this?
like what?
Let me think. So I feel like you're not addressing my argument, but hold on, because you might be or might not be. Hold on, let me make this shit.
Might be or might not.
I'm basically arguing Dylan, and he basically has to because he's weird as fuck. So,
I know what you were arguing. You tried to say he had to use force it because he was injured.
okay, hold on.
My name is Comrade. I got eyebrows.
My name is Dad. I get no bitches. I have
I'll
no.
debunk you. I'll debunk you right now.
Holy shit! Kill yourself.
Haha.
Debate your way out of being a pussyless bitch. Like what?
I'll debunk you, bro. I'll send a picture of your mom, my name on your mom's booty hole, bro. What do you mean?
On her booty hole, like
Yeah, the the booty hole be the D, and then I'll put ETT in her fucking inside her cheeks, bro. What do you mean? Come on.
that doesn't
What
make
the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I was
y'all
like,
out of
shit.
fucking server.
I'll make it a lowercase D.
You have a lowercase d.
Prove that.
Okay, hold on. Okay. So the whole painkillers argument that really does not matter because he's still injured regardless of like the painkillers. So how do we say this?
It does matter.
Hold on. Because the painkillers are not gonna fucking negate his damage, is what I'm saying. So he's still hold on. I'm not even finished. So as I'm saying, he's still fucking injured. Or actually, okay. So let's get on the same page here. Do you think that like Cosmo is lower in round 2 than in, or like, do you think that round 3 Cosmo is lower than round 2 Cosmo?
I don't. That's not what we're talking about right now.
Okay, but just answer the question, right? Because that leads into
I don't think I'm really obligated to answer the question at all. Like it's not on topic right now.
It's a debate.
Right now we're talking about like Oma versus Cosmo right now. That's what I'm doing my scaling off of. So why would I bring up a Koya versus Cosmo? Like
No,
what?
I'm not. No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Cosmo's speed. I'm talking about. Listen, I'm not talking about fucking Cosmo versus Okoye. I'm just talking about the comparison of speed or like the change in speed between, if any, right? If any, between round 2 Cosmo and round 3 Cosmo. So let me ask you again. Do you think that there was like that round 3 Cosmo is lower than round 2 Cosmo? Yes or no?
I don't need to answer that, dude. Like it's not. Do I need to answer that, Ferry? Am I obligated to answer that?
I would say no. I guess.
Okay.
You can't be serious, bro.
I don't need to answer that.
It's a fucking
Or you
debate.
can
Like, what?
explain like why you feel he should have to answer this. I really don't care.
Okay, that's fine. So basically, right? If they stay the same speed, right? Then Cosmo, this, how do we say it? Kind of. Let me see. Let me think. I don't want to formulate this. Okay, right. So if round 3 Cosmo did in fact get slower, then that would just support my argument that he has to use foresight against Oma. But if he did not, so then yeah, that's basically my justification for that answering the question.
You think I still need to answer that, Ferry?
He explained as to why it would partake to the discussion. So yeah.
What's it called? So, yeah, he had an increase in speed. If you like look at the Koya shit, he literally says that the reflexes are like improved. He was getting faster throughout the fight, so like he did get an increase in speed.
Okay, wait. So who's faster, round 3 Cosmo or round 2 Cosmo?
Round 3.
round 3 Cosmo. Actually, that really doesn't. How do I say this? Because when I'm talking about round 2 Cosmo, I'm not talking about like the beginning of round 2. I'm talking about peak round 2 Cosmo versus peak round 3 Cosmo. You get the question, right?
No, I don't see why that matters. We're talking about the end because this is after that fight. I still don't see why it's. I don't still don't see why I'm obligated to answer
No,
that.
because listen, it's still it's not like you answered it in an unfair way is what I'm saying.
We're
So
we're
hold
like
on,
we're diverging from the topic at hand. We're talking about the painkillers.
listen, because you answered. Listen,
It's gonna take forever.
you answered the question. Listen, you answered the question in a way. How do I fucking say it?
A way that wasn't yes or no. I can do that.
No. That's not what I'm saying. Man, what was I gonna say?
I don't know, man. What were you gonna say?
No. But like I'm talking about like peak round 2 Cosmo versus peak round 3 Cosmo. Like I'm not even shifting the goalpost. I didn't think you understood what I'm saying. So obviously, right? His reaction time does get faster between like in between like fucking round 2, right? But I'm not like it's like you really can't compare the end of round 3 Cosmo versus the beginning of round 2 Cosmo, or like the beginning of round 3 Cosmo and the beginning of round 2 Cosmo. So let me just ask again, right? When you get the end of round 2 Cosmo and the end of round 3 Cosmo, right? Which one is faster?
Man, I still don't see why this is like relevant to the topic.
Okay, so if it's irrelevant, do you just agree, right, that round 3 Cosmo is slower than round 2 Cosmo?
No.
Okay. Actually, Fairy, isn't that like backtracking? If he said it's irrelevant, then it doesn't matter, right, to him?
No, I never said it was irrelevant.
He's basically steel manning my argument.
I never agreed that it was irrelevant. I never said that. I never verbatim said it's irrelevant.
Okay, this
I don't know. I don't know why you're. I don't know why you're trying to imply that.
So Fairy, right? If he said that this specific point that I'm making is irrelevant, isn't he just steel manning it?
I don't think it would be a still man. He's just calling it out for being not relevant to the discussion, especially in the case that like whenever you went in detail and like explain or like you were asking him in detail, he still disagreed. So I don't think that's necessarily still manning it. It's just calling it out for like it being irrelevant or like not pertaining to the discussion. That's like saying, oh, like say if I said, okay, Carlos is faster than Cosmo, and then someone else or someone refuted that by saying, okay, God said no, and then I said that's irrelevant to the discussion, and then he says, oh, so you don't believe in God? You know what I mean?
That's fine. So the argument that I'm making, right, basically goes uncontested, no? Or is that not the case?
Oh, was that a question to me?
Yeah.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Like the point would go uncontested if he thinks it's irrelevant, right?
If he doesn't answer it, and you've already like shown us why it's relevant, and if then yeah, I guess it would go uncontested depending on the judge's judgment.
Okay, sir. Yeah, then it would be uncontested because I'm arguing that round 3 Cosmo is slower than round 2 Cosmo, and that would also justify Cosmo being. Dad, I'm not done talking.
Villain, if you're arguing that, can you give me your reasoning as to why?
I already gave my Dad.
Wait,
chill out. Chill out. I'm explaining.
Wait, hold on. Nigga, we understand you. I'm pretty sure everyone understands you. I'm asking you a question, right? Why do you think that?
Listen,
Why do you think?
Let me make my point.
You...
Dad, just hold on for a second, Dad.
Oh
let me make my point. Let me explain why my point is relevant.
Damn,
and
you take
why
so
my
long.
point
Hurry up.
Because you're interrupting me. So as I was fucking saying,
the
the reason why this specific point is relevant, right, is because I'm trying to justify that Cosmo was forced to use foresight against Oma, right? And my justification for that was the fact that in between rounds 2 and round 3, Cosmo got slower. My opponent said it was irrelevant. I'm like, sure, if he doesn't have any contention with it,
I never said that was irrelevant.
Stop talking.
I never said that.
As I was saying, if he's saying that point is irrelevant, when I asked, is there any speed difference between round 3 and round 2, then he's not gonna counter it, right? Therefore, my claim that he does get slower just slides through, which would also justify Cosmo being forced to use foresight against Oma. So go ahead.
All right. Okay. So like I said, right? I never said it was irrelevant verbatim. You're just assuming that. I never once implied it. I don't know why you think I said that. But anyways, like I was saying, right? Why? Because you said that he's slower. You said he's slower now. Why do you think he's slower than in round two? Let me get your reasoning as to why that's the case.
I never said he was slower in round
I'm
two.
pretty sure I heard you say that. Like you said, he was slower to some
No,
passing. I want to
this
hear
whole
your
time I
reasoning
was.
as to
Hold on,
why.
hold on, hold on. I asked you that. I asked you.
Oh
Is
Jesus, are
is
you not
is
gonna answer
Cosmo
me?
slower? Is Cosmo because you're listen,
Oh
you're asking me
man.
a question that I didn't claim. I never claimed that round two
Oh,
Cosmo
okay.
was
Oh,
slower.
wait, hold on. I'm gonna ask. Comrades. Didn't you hear him say that he thinks he's slower in round two or round three than round two? I'm pretty sure I heard him say that. Like I'm not making that up. I mean, we have a recording, so we can go back and
Okay,
like
okay.
go
Let
back
me
on the
let me
recording.
just say what I said. Let me just say what I
I'm
said.
asking comrades
I'm
something
saying
right
that
now.
round three Cosmo
Like,
I'm
is
asking
slower
I
than
don't
comrades.
even
round
know why
two
you guys are.
Cosmo.
You
Hey,
guys like you were being past this. I don't know why you guys.
all right, but comrades,
You
did he?
both agreed that round three Cosmo gets faster. Like, there's
I
just
mean,
no,
I know. I don't know why he's bringing this up now. Like,
okay, just move on from this. Like,
That's no. That's not what I said though.
because now
What
he's
I'm
trying to
no.
like.
Hold on. No. What I said is that he gets faster in between round two. In the span of round two, he gets faster in terms of like his reaction time. That's what I said.
okay,
And then
so
obviously,
by
and
the
then
okay, so okay,
hold on. And then
if you say
I asked, hold on,
Let
and
him
I
finish
asked a specific
talking. Let the
question.
judge finish
Hold on.
talking. Like, what's?
Okay, listen, I was in the middle of talking. So as I was saying,
Oh my
we agreed
gosh.
that he does get faster in round two. That's fine. But then I asked, does he get faster between round two and round three? And he said it was irrelevant.
All
Go ahead.
right, comrades, what are you saying?
okay, if he gets faster throughout round two, by round three, he's going to be faster than what he was during round three. That's just like how progressively getting stronger or faster works. Like, there's just no reason for you guys to go back on this. Like, okay, round three is just going to be faster. You also asked that. You said, "Do you think round three is faster than round two?" He said yes, and then you guys moved on. You never disagreed. Never talked about that. I don't know why we're going back on this. We
That's
already went.
that's why I said it was like that's why I
I don't
said
know.
the theory that it was
I have no idea. From what
that's,
I remember,
that's why
I
I said it.
asked him
That's
and
like,
he okay, hold on. I asked him and he said it
like
was like it was irrelevant or whatever, and that's why we're still on
never
this
said it
point.
was
Because
relevant.
then if that is the case, then my point slides through. Round three Cosmos slower than round two.
All right. Well, he's saying you already agreed, and I already like. That's why I was like confused on why that's even like ever even going back on that because like it was a stupid thing to do. But like, can we just talk about like the topic at hand, please?
So again, where does Cosmos scale to Oma?
Yes.
Relative to Oma?
Yes.
Okay, sure.
Oh fuck! Did Foresight have to do with this? Why did you bring up Foresight?
Jesus, I don't know. I don't know why he brought it up. I never even like talked about it at
Who
all.
cares? Who cares? Who cares? So Cosmo with foresight is relative to fucking Oma. That's fine.
Okay,
Um,
that's not what. Oh Jesus, my God, bro, is that what I said?
Cosmo with foresight is relative to Oma.
Did I say that?
I showed
No,
proof. I
you.
showed proof of all of this shit. And yeah, if you want to move
All right.
on,
How about guys? How about this? You guys conclude on the Oma scaling shit, and then you guys move on.
sure. So I already sent proof of like Cosmo doing all this shit using foresight. We have multiple people saying that he has foresight, and they're also saying it while he's using foresight. So it basically implies that that Cosmo is using foresight. Not only that, but in the feats that he used, those come at like at a specific point or whatever. But then in the scan that I had sent, right? Uh, in the scan that I had sent where Cosmo's like on top of Oma and like in the bull riding shit pause, he's stating that like I'll predict my opponent's immediate motions and move just before they do. So if he's stating that, right, he's stating that shit after the shit that he had already done before. So it implies that he's been doing it this whole time. I argued that. I don't think my opponent refuted that sufficiently. Another point that I'd like to bring up is that based on the scaling that he did not refute, um, yeah, that would basically mean that like if I'm saying right that Cosmo scales to Oma, this would be Cosmo with foresight scaling to Oma.
Why these conclusions take so long?
Go ahead.
All right. So basically, right, I was saying, right, that just because people say it, like he's using foresight, you can't really necessarily prove that he uses foresight all throughout the every move he uses, right? he doesn't. I don't think he really like properly contended that, and that's why I don't feel like I needed to like refute it because like even though they're saying that doesn't necessarily mean that he's like using it in every single like attack to counter every single attack. I don't think so. I don't think that's really the case at all. And then also for the supporting thing where he says, "Oh, I've seen that move." I give an argument that says like, "Oh, he's seen it beforehand, like in the fight, therefore he knew how to like counter it." I gave my own equal interpretation to it. I don't see why that couldn't be the case either. Like, he didn't really give like a really good reputation to that either. He just said like it's foresight. That's foresight. I don't really see how that would be foresight at all. That's it. That's all I got to say.
Okay, so y'all moving on.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all can give judgment.
That's point.
I'd have to go look back on the recording. For the most part, y'all first were going into like whether or not Cosmo is using foresight throughout the fight, or like all throughout the fight. I did hear all the arguments up till DETT said like, okay, he like when he says he's seen this before, he doesn't have to necessarily be meaning like foresight. He could just be seeing this before and knowing how to counter it. Villain went into refuting this, but I didn't remember the entire refutation because y'all went into 6 different tangents in this single clip.
I didn't go on a tangent. That wasn't me. That was this nigga. I don't know. That's why I
And
was one.
then
You told me I had to like address it. Well, I was like,
the whatchamacallit. I honestly forgot most of the points on this damn point. This is bad. Oh my god.
oh, this is
Comrades, do you have a fucking judgment?
Yeah, I think that one.
Thank you.
Okay, why?
All right. So we both like agreed Cosmo has foresight and that he uses it in the fight. But Villain's evidence for him using it all throughout the fight was just saying that it would be a narrative thing because he needs to use it to make up for him being like
Wait,
weakened. And
that's
then
not what I argued
that's
though. But
Let
that's
him
why?
finish, bruh.
for
Jesus.
one, nigga, shut up. Let me get the judgment fully. 2, that's word for what you said. He needs to use his makeup because he got weakened throughout his fight with Okoye.
With the Koya?
Yes, that's why you guys went into the painkillers because he was saying that he wasn't that injured.
Jesus.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
He wasn't done yet.
Hold on, wait. Because listen,
Not
I
done.
also hold on.
Comrade isn't done talking yet. Villain, let him finish.
Hey, damn, chill out.
I
Go
mean,
ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Holy shit.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry.
The whole like painkiller thing, right? Like painkillers nullify the pain so Cosmo and then so Cosmo wouldn't really feel it, so it's not gonna weaken his body throughout the other fights. Right? And the only way like Villa could get past that was just by proving that Cosmo like had substantial damage to his body, which that obviously carries on into the other fights, which he doesn't prove. And then he has like more evidence. He says that during the fight with Oma, multiple times it stated that he's just continuing on and using foresight. And after a certain point, he just keeps using it, which is circular as fuck because it's just restating the same thing he said before. It's like just proving that he has foresight because it's just a bunch of people saying that Cosmo is using foresight and that he has it, and then it shows panels of him using it against Okubo and then him using it against Yao Ming, which doesn't prove that he uses it all throughout the fight with Oma.
Yeah. You finished?
Yeah.
Okay, so all that shit about the stating whether or not Cosmo has foresight, I sent that shit, right? And then I immediately moved on from that because I asked him. Because we both agreed that Cosmo has foresight. So then I moved on from that though. And then I was
That's how you
countering.
go.
Okay, as I was saying, right? As I was saying, he sent these specific scans, right? Where Cosmo was like dodging the kick, the one where he dodges the Iron Breaker, and then where he does all this shit with the fucking swimming swallow, right? I was arguing I had sent the fucking panel, right, and I claimed that like at this point that like my panel comes after all that shit, right? And then he states that Cosmo is using foresight, right? So this statement is coming after all of those shits, which would imply that he was using foresight throughout all those panels that DETT sent, and he never like debunked or like refuted that.
What?
Okay, so you're saying statement comes after the panels that DETT sent?
What do you mean?
That's what I'm asking. That's what you just said. You're
No, no,
saying
no,
that
no, no, no.
your panels that DETT sent.
Yeah, basically, my
Yeah.
panel, Cosmo saying this specific thing comes after
Oh man.
what that says, and that implies that all the shit that DETT had showed,
Okay.
right,
How do you think that proves that all the shit that DETT sent? How do you think that proves that he was using foresight in all of those instances?
Yeah, I don't have to answer that.
Oh, nigga, what?
Yes, you do. That's your case for you winning. It's what you're trying to say.
Okay, but I'm making
Nigga,
that case in the debate. I'm not making that case for you.
Nigga, what? Oh, can you fucking
so you
can
don't,
we just
so
move
you don't
on?
want to explain to me why you won? It's not what you're
What do
trying
you
to like.
listen? You should have heard. You should have heard the debate. I'm not gonna make up new
What?
points. I'm not gonna make up new points.
What is
It's
that
not a
mean?
new point. I'm saying you're trying to explain the holy shit. Like, are you trying to convince me that you won?
Like, what
Okay, you
is?
know what? You know what? I stated this right.
Oh,
No, you
And I
stated it.
stated.
I don't
Hold on.
care.
Okay,
God damn it!
hold on, chill. I'm not even finished.
I'm
So
getting
I
deja
stated.
vu.
I'm not even done. Stop talking. So as I was saying, yeah, I stated this, and then it's like, yeah, I would just imply that he's using foresight.
Oh man, I'm gonna go to bed. Let me know when you're
Okay.
ready to move on.
Okay. Villain. Not only does that not imply that, but that doesn't contradict that's argument at all. Like you just you're saying is that because Cosmo states that he uses foresight at a later point in that fight, right? You're saying that because he says that, that means he used it throughout the entire fight. That doesn't make any sense. Like I don't see how you think that debugs this argument.
Okay,
If he states that he's using foresight at a certain designated point during the fight, and then DETT is saying that you can't prove he uses it throughout the entirety of the fight, how do you think that him stating he uses it at a certain point after DETT's feats, which makes it even worse, he could have just not used it for the rest of the fight and only started using it at that point. Like
okay, that's fine.
you're just not proving it.
Because listen, I also made the argument that
Oh
it
my
wouldn't
God.
make sense narratively that Cosmo would use foresight for some of Oma's moves, but not all of them. You get what I mean?
Yeah, that's fine.
If he was fast enough to dodge those shits without foresight, why would he like use foresight to begin with?
Like that just also doesn't contradict that's argument at all.
Yeah, can we like move
Okay,
on?
if Cosmo's using foresight for certain moves, right? While also being fast enough, right? Why would he use foresight to begin with?
I want to move on.
Like I made this argument.
The dodge. Okay, for one, I didn't hear you make that argument, but if you did, that's fine. Because it still doesn't like attack what that is saying. Cause okay, villain, let me like put it to you like this.
I'm gonna read.
Okay, if Cosmo's fighting Oma, right, and he starts fighting and he starts using foresight, right? He starts using foresight at a certain point in the fight. We don't know if he used it before that at all, but it's whatever, right? If he starts,
We do know.
yeah,
Wait, hold on. We do know because I sent scans of that. I sent scans that he did use foresight before this.
okay, that it's whatever, it's whatever. Okay,
Go ahead.
it's not like an important part of what I'm trying to say. So you're trying to say that like let's say if Cosmo is using foresight at a certain point, that it doesn't make sense for him to use it at that point, not use it throughout the entirety of the fight. That still doesn't make any sense because if we don't know if he can use it throughout the entire fight, right? And you're just like because for you to like win this point, since you're on the offensive and you made like a positive claim, you need to like provide evidence, obviously, right? Like that's like it's your burden. So if you have to give evidence to back up your claim, and your evidence isn't coming into contradiction, and it doesn't fully contradict what DETT is saying, since you're trying to build up this. Because for one, it's not like direct evidence, right? There's a difference between direct evidence and using implications and using your own logic to try to say that it doesn't make sense for something to happen. There's a difference between direct statements, right? Like he stated he uses throughout the entire fight, or you trying to use implications. If you can provide a direct contradiction to that statement when you're on the offensive, you can't win the point. Does that make sense?
Okay. So what does this mean, right? Assuming that wins this point, does that mean that Cosmo in base scales to Oma, or what?
Why does it matter? Nigga, just doesn't matter. Let's
Dad,
fucking go.
stop talking. Dad, stop
And
bitching.
also, this is what I said during the debate. I don't know why it matters if he scales with foresight or not. I don't know why you guys went into that. It literally
Okay,
does.
so I mean, you want me to answer that, or you
No,
want to give like judgment?
we already
Why?
gave
Why?
it.
So basically, right? I'm just gonna argue that like foresight was used, like the reason why it was used against Oma is because like Cosmo would be like relative to like Oma in terms of like speed, but he's only using it to like compensate because he's like, okay, you know what? How about this? Sure, I'll just steal mine it then. This is just like
This is you got that was so relevant. How does like foresight even equate to the scaling? He can scale. He can be infinitely slower than Oma without foresight, but he has foresight in the fight against Carlos. Why does it matter?
Sure, whatever. So then I'll just
You
make
guys
this
just wasted
scaling.
all that time. You niggas are stupid.
So then I'll just okay. So whatever. So this is just a scaling, right? So let me clarify this shit. Carlos, right? Hold on. Let me clarify this shit. So hold on, wait.
It's better than yours, damn right.
Bro, let me simplify this. DETT, where does the scaling go?
Turn off your camera. You're distracting me with your beautiful body.
Big pause.
What did you say?
I said, okay, where does the scaling get you? You just scaled Cosmo to Oma. Where does that get you?
The nigga, he scales Oma and speed. What do you mean, relative to Oma?
Okay. So he scales relative to Oma, and then where does that go? Cosmo to Oma, and then Oma to what? Like, where does this go?
Yeah. Listen here, Mister.
Goku next.
Wait, did I?
Saying, how does this get back to Carlos?
How
He's
do
saying,
you
how
get
does him scaling
Cosmo
to
to?
Oma scale above Carlos?
There we go.
What's it called? What do you mean?
Okay, so you're trying to assert Cosmo speed
You
scale.
want me
That
to
means
write
you
it
have.
down in Chinese, you stupid bitch? Holy shit. Okay,
Listen,
you're
Dad,
Cosmo versus Carlos. You have that Cosmo above Carlos. How does him scaling to Oma get him above Carlos?
Hey, listen here, all right? Listen here, Mister. He scales to Oma, all right?
Uh-huh.
I won that point.
Oma scales too?
I
And
won that
Oma
point.
scales too?
Karaoke.
Okay,
okay,
where's
get into
Kuroki scale?
that.
Goku next.
Huh?
Alright, where does Kuroki scale?
Over that nigga metal.
Why?
Because that nigga has a beard, bro. What do you mean, why?
Villain, do you want to attack this scaling?
Okay, sure. So
No,
he
wait, did I
said
win
that.
out? Did I
Hold
win?
on.
Hold on. Before you do all this shit, did I win my point now? Can I go?
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
I
like
still
Villain
honestly,
just said Villain just said
even if
he
you
agrees.
lost
So
that
go.
point, your skilling would have
Okay.
gone through anyway.
Okay, so Cosmo scales to Oma, right? And then you said that Oma scales to Kuroki.
Yeah.
How are you gonna go about proving that with like
It's the
scans?
scale.
Because you are aware of the fact that like Kuroki was botting the fuck out of Advanced Oma, right?
All right, listen here. Doesn't matter.
Wait. Let me clarify this, right? Let me clarify this. So Cosmo scales to base Oma, because that shit is important. So we have scans from the manga of like Kuroki keeping up and slapping the dog shit out of Advanced Oma. So are you claiming that base Oma scales to Kuroki?
I don't know. Am I?
I think that's the question.
Am I obligated to?
Yes.
You call me a nigga? That's ad hominem.
Then
never
holy
called you
shit, go
that.
get some bitches. Shut up.
Nigga, the only reason I'm here is I don't have one right now. Shut up.
Yeah, I can tell.
Dad, answer the question, please.
Listen, all right.
Question was, does base Oma scale to Kuroki?
Just based on my scale to karaoke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, prove that.
Can I get the scan? Give me the Kuroki scan.
Go to chapter 3 or 233. 233. It should be there.
Nigga said there's 300 chapters in Kengan Ashura. Crazy.
I accidentally mistyped it in scan.
Oh, there's a new Kengan chapter. I didn't know that. What was it?
Sick of you niggas.
All right, what was the chapter? 2 what?
Go to 233. It should be there.
Wait, that's
Or-
advanced Oma though.
Oh, shut up,
Hold
nerd.
on, I got you. So the fight starts. The fight starts at fucking. Let me see. Starts at 2:30.
It shouldn't be that hard to prove, by the way.
Yeah, it's not. All right, I just fuck Kuroki.
It's at page 230, page 7.
Yeah, there you go. See right here, he's reacting to him. Boom, boom, shakalaka, bam.
This nigga just unironically say boom chocolate.
Prove I said it unironically. Prove that you just made a positive claim.
Okay, hold on.
Prove it was unironic.
I'll save the recording after this.
Boom, shakalaka, bang, bang.
Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Rats. All right, I'm gonna go back to reading.
Show me where that scan is actually.
Should be 233.
Yeah,
Or 234.
It should be this 233.
234.
It's
Oh,
233.
233? My bad.
Yeah,
233.
233. I think probably. I think so.
It should be. Yeah, it should be. Never mind.
Yo, so what you doing tonight? Trying to get piped? Hold on, I'm texting.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Time out. So sure, like just because you can react to someone doesn't mean that you're the same in speed. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, really? Can you give me an example?
Because you can react to someone doesn't mean you're the same in speed.
Come on, man.
Hurry up, we don't have all day, bitch.
Come on, I don't want to make this another 4-hour debate like last time.
Hush.
Please, man.
Actually,
I want.
okay, you know what? I'm just gonna okay, hold on. I'm just gonna debunk this scaling, right? So this doesn't prove that Oma is faster, or like at least relative to Kuroki, because like just based on the fact that Oma's hands are moving at a much lower distance. You get what I'm saying? And like Kuroki's hands are moving like much farther at the same speed, and then Oma is like doing a minimal movements.
Oh man.
To counter these fucking devil lances or these strikes or whatever the fuck. And the formula for speed is basically like, let me get that shit. It's speed times like distance traveled or some shit. Let me see.
Times 4.
It's mass. It's mass times weight.
What?
Speed? No, what the fuck? So I'm not gonna do any math. Hold on.
Dude.
I'm not gonna do any math. I'm just gonna send the definition for speed. So it's basically like speed equals distance traveled divided by time. So by virtue of like Oma's hands like traveling at a much lower distance, right? You can't really scale them in terms of speed. If anything, this proves that Kuroki is faster because his hands are actually moving at like a much farther speed, but they're still like connecting with Oma's hands at like the same time frame.
Wait, what did I say? Villain. What did I say? I said he's relative to him in speed.
Yeah, and I debunked that.
How did
with
you debunk
this formula?
I
already explained why. Because Oma's hands are traveling a much shorter distance.
Let me say this, all right? And if he was like so much faster than that nigga Oma,
that's not what I'm claiming.
Oma, are you trying to claim he's faster than Oma?
Listen, it's your burden of proof to prove they're relative since you claimed it.
Wait, I know, but
I'm on the defense.
If you're not contending my scaling, bro,
I did.
What are you trying to insinuate with this formula then? What are you trying to
insinuate? I already explained why. I'm basically debunking. Listen, you're saying that this justifies your claim that Oma is relative to Kuroki. I'm debunking this shit by virtue of this speed, and I already explained, and I'm not gonna explain myself again. Just really simply, Oma's hands are traveling at a much shorter distance. That's why. If you want, we can conclude right now.
What? Nigga, I don't. This. Am I wrong? Is this even attacking my argument, comrade? Do I even need to like address this at all?
You niggas can
Hold
work
on,
that.
isn't that outside help though? Isn't that
He's the
outside help?
judge. I'm
That,
asking the judge if I need to address this.
well, like
That's
you,
That's
outside
not
you
help.
okay
outside
here.
help. Because I
Wait,
don't.
wait,
Because
wait.
again, I don't think I need to address this.
So
I
then
don't.
don't
I don't.
address
Think,
it then.
I
Don't
don't think.
address
I
it
don't.
then.
I don't
Don't
think.
address
I
it.
don't
Let's
think.
conclude.
I don't think this actually like refutes what my claim at all.
Okay, so
Okay.
so that's fine. You make the decision. You can't just ask the judge to make that decision for you if it's gonna help you in the debate. That's outside help.
How is that outside help?
I already
Explain.
explained why. I literally just did.
No, because if I'm not. Because if this isn't like, what's it called? All right. What? Well, you won't even tell me what you mean by this. What are you even trying to
I
insinuate by
already
this?
explained why.
No. No.
That's
Like
fine. So
you're not.
I'll
You're.
send
you're
this shit.
so you're
Okay,
not gonna.
that's fine.
You're not gonna.
That's
You're not
fine.
gonna explain to me your argument. I'm pretty sure you have to explain your
Okay,
argument.
Comrade Fairy, I sent
Comrade,
this. I sent
isn't he
this shit.
obligated to explain
I'm.
his argument?
Okay. Dad, stop
Indeed.
talking. So
Like
Comrade
he's
Fairy,
not.
I
He's not
made
like
my
explaining.
argument. I made my argument, and then I debunked it, or at least I made my argument
You
to
debunked
debunk
your own
that
argument.
shit,
What?
and then that was it.
All right, wait. Is he not
I'm
obligated? Because I don't understand what he's trying to argue. So he has to like explain it. I don't
I
understand.
explained it already.
No,
I
you
am
didn't.
genuinely starting to hate these niggas.
This is dumb as fuck.
Like what's like what are you
Like,
trying to like
Fairy, they're both retards. Holy
like
shit.
like what?
So the question at hand is like whether or not Villain needs to re-explain his fucking argument.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not
And
explaining.
then
He's not explaining it. I don't comprehend what he's trying to say.
Nigga,
Like,
just
he's not.
re-explain your argument.
Yeah,
Why you gotta be difficult? Holy shit.
just explain it, nigga.
Okay, that's fine. So I'm just gonna re-explain it again because that doesn't get it. So he sent
Right.
this scan trying to justify that they're both relative in speed. I'm debunking this speed scaling by saying that Oma's hands are traveling at a much lower distance. And if you get the formula for speed, by virtue of Oma traveling his hands traveling at a much shorter distance, right? That would mean that fucking what's his face? That like you can't compare like the striking speed is what I'm saying because uh like it's the same time frame but Kuroki's hands are traveling at a much farther distance compared to Oma's hands. You get it?
that
All right.
Yeah,
did you hear
that's
his
you a
argument?
fucking question.
All right. Well, okay. So I'll just like do this then because it's like if you're trying to make the argument that he's like we're trying to make the argument that he's like not moving his hands or some shit
No.
No.
Fuck.
or like he's like what's your art? What is he trying to like?
He
That's
Villain,
doesn't
are
get
you
it. He
It's
doesn't get it.
villain? Are you fine with me like explaining to him what the fuck you're trying to say real quick?
yeah. Can you explain, Fairy? I feel like you
Yeah,
can do better.
please.
Okay,
Dad, he's asking me,
y'all
so
both
go ahead.
agree, right? Because I don't want to. Okay, cool. That what he's saying
Yeah, go ahead.
that due to the speed equation, which is distance
Mhm.
divided by time, which equals speed,
Mhm.
he's saying that Kuroki is moving at a much greater distance than Oma, but he's still tagging him, thus showing Kuroki faster than Oma, so they wouldn't be relative. You wouldn't be able to start this scan for relativity because Oma's moving at a much shorter distance in this time frame than what Kuroki is. That's the argument.
He still has to react in order
Don't
to
tell me
like
that. Tell
counter
that
it.
nigga that.
That's what I said.
Okay,
I said that already.
that doesn't count on my argument. I'm comparing hand speed, which is like combat speed
All right,
basically.
so if you wanna actually like if you wanna use the distance formula, then that means you like can you like if you're gonna do this right, that means you'd have to get into like since you're making the argument right, that means you'd have to like scale his like width and distance of his arms and shit. You want to do that?
No, I don't. Do you agree that Kuroki's hands are traveling much farther?
It's your
Hold
burden,
on.
villain. It's your burden.
Hey, Dad, let me fulfill that burden. Then. So as I was saying, wait, listen, I don't even agree to that burden. So let me just ask you this:
What
do
do
you
you
agree that
mean?
Dad, do
Oh
you
my
agree
gosh, bro. This
that
nigga
that
rapping
Kuroki's hands are
like a
traveling farther
retard.
than Oma's hands?
Oh.
Because if
Did you
Kuroki's
hear
hands,
that? That
What did he say?
he
li-
said, "Do you agree that Kuroki traveled at a farther distance than what Oma did? His hands."
Um, I
Like, did Kuroki's hands move further than what Oma's hands did? That's what he's asking.
mm, of like, what is? I don't understand why that would like matter at all.
Me neither, to be honest. I think you're both retards.
This is relevant. I'm not gonna let y'all go through this again. This is relevant just due to the fact that it's a part of his speed equation argument. That accounts for the distance, which is part of his speed formula argument. That's why it's relevant to the discussion.
Which means it's actually not relevant.
It's not really like I don't even think this is like relevant at all to it.
Holy shit!
Hey, I want to just do y'all just
like I said, if he wants to like if he's arguing right, there's the distance formula. That means he'd have to calculate why this wouldn't be the case, like why he'd be faster. It means he has to do the width and all that shit too. That's his burden.
Listen,
all right, bro. All right. We get it. Holy shit.
So, villain, respond to this like you gotta calculate this fucking width of his shit and all that. And if y'all dead ass do not get into this burden, move on from the point because this is being
that's fine. So, like, as I already stated, right? I don't have to give a fucking quantification or use numbers or anything because if Kuroki's hands are traveling at a farther distance than Oma's hands, then he is quantifiably moving at a much higher distance. Like his hands are moving at a higher distance, like numerically. That's why I don't have to give a quantification. So that's why I asked.
You just said numerically. You said
Dad,
numerically though. You have to give a quantification.
With numbers. That's why I asked. That's why I asked. Whose hands are moving farther, Kuroki's or Oma's?
You have to quantify
because
that.
Listen, because that stop talking. If Kuroki's hands are moving at a farther distance, that would apply directly into the formula. I don't have to give a quantification for how much it's faster or not. That would automatically debunk the scaling.
What?
Okay, that's fine. You can be a fucking moron all you want.
Do you know what, hold on. Do you know what numerically entails, villain?
Oh my, I meant like in a quantifiable sense.
Oh yeah, you have to quantify it. So go ahead and quantify that for me. It's your burden.
Okay, I already stated why I don't have to use
numbers. Can you not quantify that?
I already stated why I don't have to use
villain, are you not able to quantify it?
I want to
y'all shut up.
Listen,
y'all already said that y'all's arguments. Y'all basically disagreed on giving the burden. So both of y'all will just conclude and y'all will move on because holy fuck. Wow.
Right. Did you just give another reason why he scales the Kuroki? Like, why are you doing this?
Yeah,
that's fine. So yeah, you should have just done that shit. So just to conclude on this point, I'll go first. So my opponent had sent this fucking scan of Oma scaling the Kuroki by justification of like Oma being able to like counter them shit, but I kind of debunked that, or I did debunk that by showing the speed formula and basically showing or like arguing that Kuroki's hands moved at a farther fucking distance compared to Oma's in the same time frame. So by virtue of the speed formula, that would mean that Kuroki's hands are traveling at a faster speed.
Fairy, I don't think I remember like agreeing to conclusions.
Bro, y'all weren't gonna move anyway. Just conclude, bro.
I'm thinking I might like try to like send another like scan or something.
No. Just conclude on this point, bro. Please. I'm really gonna fight my phone, bro. I cannot do this point for no more than 5 minutes.
You're gonna lose if you fight your phone, man. So do it.
Just to conclude, nigga. Conclude.
Oh man. All right. I sent it. All right, fine. I sent a scan where like he's reacting to Kuroki, and this nigga brought up the speed formula, but like he doesn't know how to quantify it. So I don't even know why he brought that up because he can't even quantify. If he's the argument he's trying to make, right? There's a whole like distance traveled and thing, but if he's not gonna quantify the distance, how can he say what the distance is that he's traveled and how fucking fast he is or how fast he has to react to? Like he can't say that. Like all I'm saying right now is just the reacting to it, right? If he was so much faster, he wouldn't be able to react to it regardless. Like if we're like being honest here. So I feel like if he was to use that argument, he'd have to quantify, which he didn't do. So I just feel like it's like a stupid argument to make.
That is.
He doesn't know the science of his own like arguments. I don't know he's arguing. He doesn't understand his own argument. Just genius.
That is.
Yeah, that's it.
I guess I'll get one first. This point was basically like based on the scale in the Kuroki, right? Are y'all concluding on that entire point or just like speed formula shit.
This like I to conclude on this specific one, like this scan.
Okay. Well, the scan is kind of like Kuroki to Oma. So, are y'all concluding on the like scaling right here, or just the speed argument? Like
Yeah.
that,
I mean,
the speed measurement, that shit. Are y'all concluding on that, or just base Oma to Kuroki?
Just like the what's it called, the speed one.
I'm gonna just assume this is for Kuroki to Oma because oh my god. So y'all first went into it basically. So or DETT brought up the scan of like Oma reacting to like Kuroki. Dylan had asked like, did was Kuroki moving at like a faster, like was he moving at a much further distance than what Oma was? That answer never got like that question never got answered. So there's that. And then whatchamacallit, I honestly forgot what I was gonna say. That's tough. Oh, okay. And then Villain brought up the like speed formula argument. Villain, I think you lost this one because your question didn't get answered, and then you went on to like claim. Then you went on to claim he was at a much further distance, but like DETT hadn't agreed to that, and he already he was already contesting your argument, and then you fucked yourself over with that quantification shit because you're already using a measurement that it requires numbers. You then said you were using a numeric value or measurement. You said something like that. That fucked you over. He said, "Do you know what numeric entails?" You said you meant it in a quantifiable sense. Quantifiable also leads to numbers, so that screwed you over. You were meaning you're like I think what you were trying to say was like qualification, but yeah.
Yeah.
Since that's the case, DETT kind of won that point because you kind of misspoke on that part, and that just screwed you over by that being like a numbered term. Comrade, you want to give your judgment?
I just completely agree with Ferry.
All right.
I don't know. How do I say this? I don't want to spend too much time. Because I don't want to spend too much time like contesting judgment, but like,
God damn it!
Because he didn't want to answer the question by saying that it was irrelevant, and I stated that it was relevant.
Okay.
Like on that specific
the thing is with that part, had y'all like stopped and then y'all left that up to the judges, I probably would have given the judgment in your favor, but like y'all didn't. Y'all just kind of agreed to move on, and y'all just moved on. Like y'all just stopped arguing on that, and then just moved on. Didn't leave it up to nothing. So I mean, the questions can just be uncontested at this point. That's the only reason why that the question shit doesn't get addressed because like y'all just kind of moved on from it. Y'all didn't really leave it up to judges or anything. Y'all just kind of left. You like in fact during the debate, he was saying like that's when y'all got into y'all was asking like comrades, and you said, you know what, that's fine. We'll just let me just say this, and then y'all just went on.
My milkshake brings the poison.
So, is there any other disagreements with the judgment?
Not really. So what is this?
So this is base Oma to Kuroki. That was that point. His next part of the scaling was Kuroki above Carlos.
Okay, sure.
So, DETT, you want to demonstrate like? Oh, sorry, DETT, you want to demonstrate why Kuroki is above Carlos?
Yeah. So this is I'm going by I'm pretty sure you know what I'm about to say, right, Barry? Pretty sure. Like, I don't have the scan though. For the what's it called? Purgatory, obviously.
Oh yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. You're talking about low long over Carlos.
Yeah.
Okay. Billy, do you know that scan? Or do you...
What's Kengan?
Low
Low
long
long
over
like
Carlos.
relative to Carlos.
No,
Low
but
long
or
over
like
Carlos.
yeah,
Who's
he's gonna use strongest in purgatory.
Do you mean like the scan where like Lolong says directly that or Carlos says directly that Lolong's strong in every purgatory gladiator?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll just ask, right? What does that mean that Low long is faster than Carlos?
What do you say? That's not what I'm saying.
It's a speed scaling, Cuzzo. So
Speed
that
scaling.
would entail it.
What's it called? I'm pretty sure you know what a pre-initiative is.
You're like that. You're fucking retarded. Holy shit.
Why? Why? I'm winning. I think.
Okay, let
Go
me
ahead.
just so let me just establish something,
Hold on.
right?
Actually,
Like
let me see.
you don't have
Let
to
me
be faster than someone to beat them, right? Afterway was much faster than Kuroki, but yet Kuroki still beat him. So we could say that Kuroki is over Afterway, but that doesn't automatically mean that Kuroki is faster than After.
That
All
was
right.
Why
Hold
can't
on. Hold
holy
on.
shit.
Hold on. So
Both idiots.
hold on. Right. So I'm not being dumb. Hold on. So
I don't think
basically,
Villain knows the magnitude of how retarded that was.
all right. So
Yeah,
you know how pre-initiative works, right?
Yeah.
Right. And you agree Carlos has pre-initiative.
Yeah.
And Lolong defeated Carlos, correct?
I don't know.
Like he's the king of purgatory, right? And Carlos admitted he's stronger than him. And you said the only way to beat pre-initiative, I think you said this verbatim, was to move faster than they can move, right?
And that's not what I said.
I'm pretty sure that's what you like stated verbatim. You can look at the recording because we do have a recording.
Hold on. No. That's what like because I read it off the
I
panel.
don't remember Villain talking. I don't remember
Hold
Villain
on.
like stating that.
Wait, Ferry, you said you said you don't
It says
remember him.
in
Dad, let me
Wait, hold
explain.
on.
I
I'm
know what
asking.
you're talking, Dad. I remember what I said, Dad. So let me
All right,
explain. When
what
I
did you
had
say?
said that, Dad, I was talking about the specific
Let
panel
Villain
where
explain
from
what he says.
Gowling's perspective, when he says that the only way to beat pre-initiative is to like strike faster or whatever. But that doesn't automatically mean that that's what I believe in.
All
I'm
right,
just repeating what I
can you
heard
show me
you
the
said.
recording, Ferry? Since we have a recording.
Oh no, it doesn't
No,
fucking matter,
No,
Dad. Holy
I
shit.
no.
Hold on. Gao says that the only way to do it is to be faster. You guys can argue about that. If Villain disagrees with that he can like try to say why it's wrong. We would just go off the basis because you guys went over this. Gao says that the only way to beat it is to be faster or to predict better. So either A, Lolong's foresight is way better than Carlos's, so he can move faster than Carlos, or he can like beat Carlos because he can predict faster, which literally comes to the same conclusion with the scaling. You guys are fucking retarded. Or B, Lolong is just way faster than Carlos. Like it's just that simple.
So argue about that shit.
Well, so are you trying to say that? Are you
so
trying to
then,
say?
yeah, I would just so assuming right that there
I'm not.
is
I'm not
evidence
assuming.
that like Lolong actually beat Carlos. I think the most logical conclusion was that like he just outpredicted Carlos.
That
So
he's
that's
just.
essentially the drama.
I'm pretty sure like him. I'm pretty sure he'd have to react in speed in order to outpredict someone.
You don't know. You don't have to react in order to like predict someone. Actually, react in order to outpredict someone. Not really. Kuroki didn't react to Amp3 at all. He couldn't even perceive Amp3, but he was still like predicting his movements.
What are you talking about?
Amp3 versus Kuroki.
Oh, you said he wasn't. You said he. So what? What are you saying?
After this, I'm gonna shit on both of you guys. I'm gonna say why you're both stupid.
He
Nah,
said
I'm gonna leave
that
before then.
basically Amped Ray couldn't perceive. Kuroki couldn't perceive Amped Ray, but he could still predict his movements. That's what he said.
So wait, I won that speed scaling, right?
Okay.
Like, are you niggas stupid? Like, I'm so confused.
Listen. This is like honestly
Why
like
are you even arguing this? Like, are you fucking
hold on.
like dumb?
Listen. Let me just say this, right? Are you aware of the fact that pre-initiative is used for opponents faster than you? Actually, you know what? That's another stupid point, man.
God damn, nigga, what the hell?
Chill out.
Is this even
So,
relevant, or is this another tangent?
chill out.
Okay, hold on. Since I know this is how you guys got into the other tangent, you both are idiots, right? For one, I don't know why you're like villain. I don't know why you're arguing this whole predicting faster thing. You're fucking stupid. If DETT is trying to say that Cosmo, right, gets to Lolong, and Lolong's predicting is better, right? If okay, let's say right, Cosmo scales to Lolong, and Lolong, his prediction is better than Carlos, so we could tag Carlos. Cosmo's either speed or his prediction also has to be relative to Lolong's. So that means either way, he tags Carlos. This is how you guys got into the other tangent. I don't know why you keep trying to debunk his like speed scaling using foresight. It doesn't matter. It gets to the same conclusion. That's why I asked you before, why are you arguing that Cosmo had foresight against Oma? Like it doesn't matter. He has foresight in this fight, and it still scales the same way. Like, like you guys are fucking stupid.
Hey, but I'm the
None of this is going to affect that scaling at all.
I'm the less stupid one, bro. I'm like, what the fuck does this even matter? That's what I'm saying. Like,
And Dylan, do you want to argue? Like, what did y'all agree to so far? Like,
I wouldn't.
like with Lo Long and
I'll keep it a bug you villain. You lost. Like, there's no way you win this debate. That's what I'm saying.
No, chill out.
he still got a chance with this. Like, depending on what he says on what I'm gonna ask. So, what did y'all like agree to with Lo Long and Carlos so far? Like, what's been agreed to?
Nothing.
Okay, that's a lie. Holy shit, I'll say it. Okay, right. You both agreed Lo Long is stronger than Carlos, and he beat him. Right, for some reason, because you both are.
No.
Yeah,
Hold on. I never,
you said
I
that,
said
but you
no.
tried to.
Hold on, villain. Hold on, don't lie. Hold on, I'm paraphrasing exactly what you said. You said, right, you went down the path. You said, right, if Lo Long were to beat Carlos, it's because he outpredicted him. Not because he's faster.
I remember the assumed shit. I remember villain saying assumed.
And villain, you like agreed that Lo Long does beat Carlos, so there has to be a way for him to beat him. So whether he did it or not doesn't fucking matter. Because either way, there has to be a way where Lo Long beat him. So you both agreed that Lo Long can beat Carlos. So you don't know why you said you didn't agree to anything. It's a lie. You agree he beats Carlos. And you said that the way he beats him is because of foresight. And as I just explained, whether it's raw speed or foresight doesn't fucking matter. It gets to the same conclusion because the scaling is the same either way.
Okay, that's fine. So
villain, real quick.
All right, so villain, like you
lost.
lost.
Go ahead.
Wait.
No,
That villain, real quick. Do y'all? What do y'all like? Do y'all agree Lo Long is above or relative to Carlos? Which one do y'all agree to?
They said above. They said he beats him in a fight. They said above.
So just straight up. Wait, speed.
Okay, but
like,
hold on. No.
Because
listen, I was gonna argue the implications of like the pre-initiative and the foresight shit. That's what I was going to go into next, but then y'all went off on like this shit.
Okay, real quick, just clarify for me. Do y'all agree Carlos and Lo Long are relative in pre-initiative? If it's no, just argue on that real quick.
What was
so
the
that
question?
yes or no? I said, do y'all agree that Lo Long and Carlos are relative in pre-initiative?
Well, that part doesn't, because there's only two conclusions they can come to, and it goes to the same thing. They can either come to the conclusion that Lo Long is faster, or overall, or they can come to the conclusion that he has better pre-initiative, which literally means the same thing for DETT scaling.
Nigga,
so whether or not doesn't matter. Like,
no matter
really
how doesn't.
It's a fucking deadlock.
Hold on, comrade.
Really
I'm trying. Well, just like y'all answer the question real quick. Just real quick.
Comrade just literally right said what I was just about to say. Like that's like I was just about to say. Doesn't.
So listen. Let me just explain. Let me just explain my next argument. My next argument is just going to be basically saying just the implication, right? The reason why the reason why Lo Long is able to beat Carlos is via out predicting him. But I'm going to claim that what's his face Cosmo doesn't have the same level. Dad, don't interrupt. As I was saying, my next claim was just to basically prove that like Carlos is at the apex of foresight. So all that foresight shit, right? that Cosmo has is just going to be negated by Carlos having better foresight than Cosmo. So the whole scaling about low long outscaling Carlos in terms of like foresight, it would not apply to fucking
Niggas, okay, hold on.
Cosmo.
Villain, let me ask you a question. Why are you guys talking about Lola? How do we get to Lola?
I
It's
think
a
that
part
bottom up.
of debt scaling. It's like
Yeah,
debt
hold on.
scaling was like.
Hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, how do you guys think you got to Lola? You got to
We-
Lolong. He scaled Cosmo to Oma to Kuroki to Lolong, right?
He hasn't scaled Kuroki no long. They just skipped that shit. I don't know. I don't know how they passed
Yeah,
that.
that's something that they both agreed to. So you both are going to agree Kuroki is relative to Lolong. So you guys didn't even go into that, right?
Then contended.
That
Shit,
shit.
they not even bring it up.
You
What
just
happened was
both
like,
agreed.
they went off the Oma to Kuroki shit, and then they said, or dead ass, Barry, do you know that scan of Lo Long being strongest in purgatory? They ain't talking about shit else after that. They went straight to that. I don't know.
Villain, I'm assuming obviously you agree Kuroki scales are Lolong. Like I don't think you're gonna rat. Like come on.
yeah, sure,
Like,
they scale. They
okay,
scale.
so
It
no
doesn't
point.
matter.
Pretty sure it's implied that that's where I was going for.
There's no reason to get into that. So either way, Cosmo has to scale to Lolong somehow. So if they were to fight for him to tag Lolong, he either has to surpass Lolong's prediction speed or his raw attack speed and movement speed and combat speed has to be above Lolong's predictions. Right? So either way,
Okay, wait, hold on.
whether
We're just
Lolong
scaling speed though. We're just scaling speed though.
God damn it! Let's go to bed, bro.
this pre-initiative into the speed, this is like I don't I don't know.
Because that was going to be, hold on, because listen, the reason why I bought a pre-initiative for Lolong is because the reason I'm arguing, right, that the reason why Lolong was able to beat Carlos or is currently able to beat Carlos is because he can outpredict Carlos, right? And then my next claim, or like my next argument, was going to be basically, right, that Carlos has better predictions than Cosmo.
You just all
They're like, okay,
already
so wait, hold on, let me make this point. Hold on, let me make this point.
but you
So
can't
basically,
like
hold
literally
on,
can't get
that
into it.
I mean, fucking calm reach. Listen. The point that I'm trying to make is that Lolong's win con over Carlos doesn't apply
Oh my
to
god, stop
Cosmo
repeating
at
it. I
all.
already get it. I'm saying you can't go into Carlos being above Cosmo in pre-initial because you already conceded
Yes,
that.
we can
Like
because we never
automatic.
scaled pre.
Okay,
Listen, we never scaled
hold on, villain. Let me tell you why. Right? If Cosmo scales to Lolong some way, right?
in
That
speed. We're only talking
okay,
about
shut the
speed,
fuck up,
comrades.
damn, nigga.
Okay, hold on, hold on,
I'm
hold
gonna
on, hold
turn
on.
you.
Villain, I got it. Villain. What he's saying is that this scaling all included foresight. Like it all just included foresight. That's what he's entailing.
No, I never agreed to that.
So like you,
That's
so
not what I was
I don't
thinking.
care if you
no,
agree.
That's not.
that's
Like
what Debt was
that's what
arguing.
you guys went down.
Yes.
That's Dett's argument. Like he was using foresight
Yeah,
Cosmo,
that's why
foresight
I told you
Kuroki,
guys.
foresight
Like,
Lolong, foresight Carlos. He was including foresight to all of those. That's why he's saying like you can't attribute
Okay, so
this
then
new foresight
like
argument.
honestly,
okay, that's fine. So then this was a whole misunderstanding because I thought he was
Oh
scaling
my
low long
god.
speed. Hold on, I thought he was scaling
holy
low
shit,
long
you
speed to
fucking
Kuroki
dumb. I'm
speed
sorry, like
because
you're
this was
fucking
all speed scaling. This was all
okay. Like
speed
it is what
scaling.
it is. You're just fucking retarded. Like Vil, you lost. I'm sorry. Like there's no way you win. Like you just
No,
So
lost.
that's cap.
what he was
No,
doing,
And
what like
okay.
when he
Unless
scaled,
you think that
it
speed
was a
isn't gonna matter.
misunderstanding. Then it was
Think
just
of
a
Carlos
misunderstanding.
back
Then
Cosmo.
Damn it.
Villain, like the whole point of him bringing up the speed, like the speed scaling, it was including foresight and shit. Like
yeah, I
that
didn't
was
know
all
that.
he's getting at.
I didn't know that. When Dad said, "Do you agree that low long scales to like Kuroki?" I thought he meant in speed. That's why I agreed to it.
What?
At no point
Foresight
did he
is
ever
oh my
say.
god. Holy shit. Okay, villain. Right? Whether this has foresight, honestly, it doesn't matter. Even if Cosmos has lesser foresight than Metal, either way, his that just means his raw speed is faster. Like it's either his raw speed is faster or his foresight is better. Like it doesn't even need to encompass foresight. It doesn't even matter. Because either way, he's scaling himself or he's scaling Cosmo relative to Lolong. We know for a fact Lolong is above Carlos. So either he out predicted him the whole fight, or he just beat him out at raw speed. So either way, you like don't win that speed point.
No,
Like you just
listen,
lost.
no,
Whether
listen, I get what
God
you're saying.
damn it,
Hold
Billy, we're
on, hold
doing
on,
this
listen.
again.
Like, calm rage. I get what you're saying, bro. But at no
Please.
point did I ever consciously fucking agree that
You
it was
never do.
that was talking about fucking
I don't give
pre-initiative
a
slash
fuck
foresight
about
this whole
foresight.
time.
I just told you I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter. If it's not foresight, it just means raw
Oh
speed.
my god.
It means
Oh
Cosmo's
my
raw
god.
speed is above.
Listen.
Prediction.
Can we force conclusions?
Like comrade, you have to understand that Cosmo only scales to Kuroki in terms of speed. You know that, right?
Can we
Okay.
force the conclusions?
Dad, stop talking. So
Oh, we just did
Cosmo
this
scales to
last
Oma.
time. I
Oma
don't want to be
scales.
here for
Dad,
4
stop
hours.
talking.
God
Dad, stop
damn.
talking. As I was saying, so comrade,
God.
fairy, listen. The
What?
scaling that's been established is that Cosmo scales to Oma scales to Kuroki in speed. And then we went into does Lolong scale to Kuroki in speed. That's what I have thought.
Okay.
That's what I
Okay.
have
And
thought.
villain,
So at
that's
no point
completely
did we
fine,
ever
right?
include. Hold on.
Okay.
At no
Okay.
point did we
Villain.
ever include.
I literally just told you.
Comrades. Let me
Like,
make my point up.
okay,
Comrades,
villain.
let me
I
make my
understand
point
your
up.
point, right? You're just
Comrades,
saying that.
comrades.
Then
Because
like,
listen, no, comrades, just stop talking. Listen, comrades,
holy
just let me get
shit,
my
villain.
point
I
across.
get it, right?
Comrades,
Dead said he has
comrades,
to sit here
comrades,
for a long
comrades,
time, right? I'm just gonna explain
comrades.
this.
Just let me get my
My God,
point off.
villain, you don't
So
need to.
as I
I
was saying,
get what you're trying to say. I get it. All right.
comrades.
Saying,
Okay, so
holy
let me
shit.
ask you this. Like, just let me talk, bro. I would have been done already. So as I was saying,
What you're trying to say. That's what
Cosmo
I just.
scales to Oma. Like the only way that Cosmo scales to Kuroki, as what's been established in this debate,
Don't
is in
repeat it. I
speed
get it.
only.
Only nigga. Holy. Stop repeating yourself. This is why I'm saying you don't need to
So
finish
don't
it.
interrupt me. So
Honestly,
just
here
don't interrupt me.
I got a solution. So like we're probably not gonna stop arguing about this dumbass point. So, that real quick, are you fine with arguing that Kuroki was using foresight against
No, do I
Oma?
have
Holy
to?
shit. No. Okay. How about this, right? Like I said, I literally just explained this to you. That's why, like, I don't know if you're not listening. You're like, I don't know what you're doing. I literally just told you I don't give a fuck if foresight has to be in the scaling. Let's just say foresight has nothing to do with it. Cosmos foresight is fucking father's ass, right? His foresight sucks dick. Either way, he scales Cosmo to Oma to Kuroki, and then Kuroki to Lolong. So that means Cosmo's raw speed is relative to Lolong's foresight. Because
Yeah, you don't get it.
obviously, oh my god,
You
okay.
don't get it.
Do you think like
It's in
Lolong just
terms of
didn't use
speed.
foresight?
It's in terms of
Hold
speed.
on. Holy shit. Do you think Lolong didn't use like or you
No,
think
you
that
don't get it.
Lolong without
No.
do you think
So
Lolong
this
without
speed scaling.
foresight?
Hold on. So when you're scaling speed, you exclude like external factors. Like you
Oh no,
exclude
okay.
fucking pre-initiative
Why
and
are you
and
telling me
and
this? I don't
foresight.
care. Why are you still talking about foresight? I just told you I don't give a fuck about foresight. Why are you still talking about that? Holy
Because you're
shit.
assuming that
I'm
if
like trying to be
Cosmo,
nice, like you're fucking
comrade,
retarded. Like
bro,
stop talking
listen,
about
you
foresight.
don't. Okay, look, Fairy. Let me explain this so
Talking
like
about it.
maybe you get it right. Let me explain so you get it.
Well,
So
I
look at
think I
look at
get
the
it. You're
scaling.
saying that it's all just
Hold on.
raw speed, the entire scaling, none of it would include foresight, right?
Exactly.
I
So
just
if
holy shit.
you go to scans, if you go to scans, if you look at the
Villain.
scaling that I posted,
Holy
all of
shit.
this is for
Holy shit.
speed. So
Oh my god.
if what's been established, right, is that Cosmos scales to Lolong, that doesn't mean that Cosmos fucking speed or whatever, like Cosmos speed plus his pre-initiative or his fucking foresight
Oh.
is gonna scale against fucking relative to
Villain.
Lolong's
Hold on.
speed and pre-initiative. Like, comrade, I get what you're saying, but you're
Villain,
not getting what
I
I'm
just don't
arguing.
know if you're not listening to me, but what you just did was fucking retarded. You just asked Fairy, and you said, I don't know if you understand it. Fairy said, yes, I understand it. And he said, you're saying you're just talking about raw speed. I just fucking told you that three fucking. I said, I don't give a fuck about foresight. I said, in raw speed, Cosmo has to be above or relative to low launch prediction. I just fucking told you that three fucking times.
Yeah, you
Like,
don't
are you
get it,
fucking
comrade. You don't get it.
Comrade,
holy shit?
Cause speed.
comrades.
Hold
So
on. I just
what Dylan's saying, like what
I,
he's trying to get across is he keeps saying like the low long prediction shit. He's not applying that. He's applying Lil Long's raw speed, like no predictions, just raw speed.
I'm gonna shoot myself in the mouth.
They went down the path of raw speed.
Hmm?
Or they went down the path. I just asked him. I literally just asked Villain. I said, "Do you think he just kept fucking talking over me like a fucking retard?" That's why I'm getting mad. I asked him. I said, "Do you think Lolong was relative when you guys agreed Lolong's relative to Kuroki? You think he's relative to Kuroki, right? They're both using foresight, or when Kuroki's using foresight and Lolong isn't using. So if you think that Lolong magically has significantly more better foresight than Kuroki, you guys can argue about that. You can try to prove that, and you're not gonna fucking be able to prove it, right? So don't do that shit like a retard, right? And everything encompassed in the fight, Lolong with foresight is relative to Kuroki with foresight in a fight. Unless you want to argue like that with like a fucking retard, and you're not gonna be able to prove it. So I don't give a fuck if when you agree that Lolong scales to Kuroki that you just weren't talking about play. Because either way, you aren't going to be able to prove that Lolong magically has way better foresight than Kuroki. When they fight, unless you think that when they fought they both didn't foresight, whatever.
So
like holy shit.
Like what? So either y'all are probably gonna either end the debate here, probably, or
I'm ending it here, dude.
Wait, or like we can go.
I'm
like
saying,
this is like the smoothest option we can go through.
No,
this is probably the only thing.
What's it called? I'm ready to conclude the debate, man.
Okay.
Let me explain.
No, I'm still on the same point though. I'm still on the same point.
Wait.
I'm gonna shoot myself in the face.
How about this one?
You want to make me commit suicide?
I gave a solution. The only way you can win is if you say Lolong has better foresight than Kuroki, and you can try to prove that. That's the only way.
Hold on. No, that's cap. Because listen, I'm still on the same fucking point, Comrade.
Just y'all hold on. I got a simple solution. This is gonna progress the debate way easier. So here's what we'll do. DETT, are you fine with proving in your scaling that foresight will be included? Like for each part of your scaling, foresight would be included.
Okay, so like I said, I don't know why he's acting like we weren't like addressing foresight. It's obvious we were talking about foresight the entire time. He even brought up foresight immediately because he knew where I was going with it. Now he's acting like he doesn't know what foresight is. So either he's just being disingenuous, right, or he's just a retard. I don't know which one it is. I don't think he's that stupid because he addressed foresight almost immediately before I even had a chance to bring it up. So I don't think I need to prove that I was talking about foresight and speed.
No, not like.
I think that's implied
because we went through the foresight for Cosmo, but just only for Kuroki and Lolong. That's it.
I don't think I need to do that. I think I'm ready to conclude the debate. I'm ready to go. I'm done with this. I already know where this is gonna go. It's gonna be another 4-hour debate like last time. I'm ready to conclude.
Well,
nah, I'm still
because this nigga's just gonna argue. He's done it like you see how I have not argued. You gave him a point, and I sat there and I took it like little but good boy. This nigga has contended every single one. Like Jesus Christ, let's just go and get on with our lives. I want to go. I want to go.
So listen, and
I want my mod.
Okay, that's fine. So, because I still don't think y'all are understanding what I'm saying. So let me just explain it like fairy. Let me just explain it like fairy, right? I thought this was all speed scaling because
yes, I get it. You're saying like Cosmo physical speed to Oma's physical speed, Oma's physical speed to Kuroki's physical speed, Kuroki's physical speed to Lolong's physical speed, and then Lolong's physical speed to Carlos' physical speed. So yeah, I get that. That's why I was trying to like get to the ask DETT if he wants to like do the foresight shit, but he don't want to. I mean, there's nothing else I can do here. Y'all either conclude
because listen,
Jesus, I'm gonna kill myself.
Here's the thing, Villain, isn't gonna progress away, right? I would just say you both conclude, and I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even know why you would conclude anyway, because like I said, Villain lost. Like, there's no reason to conclude. Like, the nigga lost. You concluding isn't gonna change anything. We both know what you guys have been saying throughout the debate. We judge the points on the spot, so you guys concluding on the debate isn't going to do anything. It's just going to make this longer, right? We can just say right now the debate is over.
The previous
I'm gonna make
the whole debate
and drink it, bro.
The whole debate is contingent on that previous point, on whether or
I'm
not it was
gonna
just
drink
pure.
my Tide Pod smoothie.
Bro, someone mute that, bro. It's just fucking me up. So as I was saying, like, you just stop interrupting me because it's fucking me up. So as I was saying, right, the debate is contingent on that previous point, because I thought it was just pure physical speed, no pre-initiative included. So when you say that, like, oh, Cosmo scales to low long, it doesn't automatically mean that, like, oh, because Cosmo's fucking pre-initiative is trash, he would have to compensate for physical speed to be relative to low long, who has like the best foresight in the series or whatever the fuck. That's not what I thought we were. That's not what I thought that I had agreed on or whatever the fuck. Like,
Oh
in
my
my
god,
mind, I never agreed to that. I thought it was just pure
you
physical
just
speed.
repeated yourself again. Stop doing that, right? Okay, how about this, right? Since you think that you didn't agree with the foresight in the equation at all, which is a lie, because you're the one who brought up foresight in all of the scales. You said Cosmos using foresight against Oma, whatever. Let's just say you just only thought it was physical speed, since you want to lie. It's whatever, right? You can, since you think it's contingent on the debate, you can prove that low long's foresight, since okay, if Cosmo scales to Oma and Oma scales to Kuroki's speed, Kuroki scales to low long, unless you think Kuroki can't tag low long at all, which that's a lie. Like, come on now. Unless you think Kuroki can't tag low long at all. If you think that low long with his foresight is above Kuroki tags and Kuroki wouldn't be able to tag low long with his foresight, then okay. But then you need to prove that, and you're not going to be able to because we don't have the knowledge for you to be able to prove that. So there's no reason for you to even talk about that. You keep repeating yourself and saying that you only thought it was physical speed, because either way, whether you thought it was physical speed or not, you're going to lose regardless. Because then you have to prove something that you can't prove, that would really be impossible to prove. So, like I said, there's no reason to conclude the debate like, no, you just lost. Like, it's just that you just lost.
Okay,
There's no.
listen. Assuming, okay, hold on. So assuming, right, that it was all physical speed, right, and that I was right the entire time, I could still scale Carlos's speed over Cosmo's speed. You get what I'm saying? Because if it's just scaling Cosmo's physical speed to Low Long's physical speed, I could
You
still
already
argue that Carlos
agreed.
is
Like,
not.
what the fuck?
Bro, stop fucking talking. Listen, Dad,
Right.
stop fucking
Okay,
talking. You always
cool.
talk when I'm talking. You always
I
make
want to
fucking
come
noises
on
when I'm
my
talking.
fucking chest.
Mute. Fuck. I mean, Fairy, fucking mute that,
I want to
please.
know
For
my
the love of God,
nipple.
he always fucking moaning into the mic. Just fucking mute this kid. Thank you. So as I was saying, right, assuming that I was correct this whole time, and Cosmo physical speed scales to low long speed, I could still win this debate by scaling Carlos to be faster than Cosmo and being at the apex of foresight, which would mean that he would scale
Yep.
higher in terms of fucking foresight. I could still win the debate.
That's just not gonna work. Like, this is the first thing that we started talking about. I said you can't do that because at this point, right? Unless you both started with DETT scaling, he's scaling Cosmo above Carlos. You can go into your scaling, but you using your scaling isn't gonna contradict what that is saying. If that wins scaling, you just lose, right? If that already scales Cosmo above Metal, and it's judged that he scaled Cosmo above Metal, then you just lost. He scaled his character above your character. All right.
Okay, but that's fine. But he did that in terms of speed, though. I thought it was in terms of speed.
Okay. And
Wait, hold on.
villain,
I
hold
have a
on.
question. I have a
I
question.
said the only way
Wait,
that you
comrades,
don't,
I have a
only way
question
that
really quickly.
doesn't.
I have a question really
What?
quickly. So I won.
Yes, I'm saying that you won.
All
Very
right, Barry, do you think I won?
well. I'm saying that it's impossible for villain to win at all. Like, there's just no way he can win.
He's not. Can I just go? Can I get my
That's
mod?
what I'm already typing out it.
I don't want to hear this nigga argue with you for another few hours if I don't have to be here for it.
Nah, I think my win con is still like,
Yo, Ferry,
it's still like
Ferry, do
it's
you think
still
I
there.
won? Can you unmute and tell me, please, so I can go?
Like, I think my premise hasn't been debunked,
Ferry,
assuming that
Ferry,
like the
hold
whole
on,
physical
hold on,
speed
villain,
thing.
hold on. Do you think I won, Ferry?
I'm stupid. My shit was on mute. Yeah, I'll say yeah. Just
Okay, thank
villain.
you.
I'll explain to you real quick. Basically, the for you mistaken like the physical speed thing, I really can't help you on that because like when the speed scaling was first brought up, DETT actually went into like foresight and shit. So I can't like help you on there because like if he's addressing foresight in the speed scaling and he's attributing foresight with speed scaling, then that would entail like speed scaling in general would entail like foresight included. So I really can't help you here. I mean, he kind of won this. I can't really give it to you. I best I could give you like a inconclusive because you didn't even finish your scaling. Your scaling was like Carlos above Gal, and then it just stopped. Like it didn't even go anywhere after that.
Can I get my mod now?
Yeah, Villain, you're gonna have to run this one back because this debate was terrible. I don't know what the fuck this was, but this was terrible.
Oh, you want to conclude this debate and then redebate me, Villain?
I mean, there's no reason.
Just made too many fucking mistakes, bro.
If you agree, I won. Then we can like redebate.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
All right. So when do you want to redebate?
I don't know.
All right, maybe like next year when we both get good.
That nigga said next year.